Yo, what's going on, everybody? You're watching Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. We got some major updates on John Harbaugh and the New York Football Giants. And the Giants have also announced 3 more head coach interviews as the list continues to grow. This is why you subscribe to the channel, though, because no matter where we are, no matter what we're doing, we're going to get you a video ASAP with the latest Giants news that you need to hear. We crossed over 99.2 thousand subscribers yesterday, and we inch closer and closer to 100,000 subs. If you love the Giants, you want multiple free videos every single day, and you want to help a Giants fan out, hit that sub button and help us get to 100,000 subscribers. Let's start with the news of really the past 24 hours, and that is John Harbaugh being fired by the Baltimore Ravens and interest starting to grow with the New York Football Giants. Connor Hughes of SNY tweeting out just minutes ago, sources, the Giants are all in on John Harbaugh right now. He is the number 1 candidate on their wish list. Just about every team has interest in him, obviously, but the other that I heard is increasingly interested is the Atlanta Falcons. We talked yesterday on the live show that there's going to be competition to hire John Harbaugh. It's not going to be, the Giants just got to go out and hire him. No, they need Harbaugh to pick them. We'll talk a little bit more about that coming up. There are some reports that a John Harbaugh interview could be coming as soon as this weekend. Ian O'Connor, who covers the New York Giants as well as New York sports for The Athletic and longtime New York sports columnist, he tweeted out saying John Harbaugh's meeting with the Giants could be as early as this weekend. Scheduling challenges might push it to next week, but given that as many as 9 teams could be involved now, the Giants are acting urgently on this. They know the stakes, and as they should. This is a job that they need to get right, especially with the GM that should have been fired, and we'll say he's just on the hot seat at this point. They got to get this done. It's kind of John Harbaugh or bust for me at this point. That's what I am expecting. The Giant Insider podcast and newspaper, who has been covering the New York Giants, a press-credentialed media member for 3 decades for New York Giants and Opinions, he is tweeting out that a John Harbaugh interview is coming this Thursday. Quote, looks like John Harbaugh is coming in Thursday, still trying to confirm. I wouldn't think Harbaugh insists on Todd Monken being his OC. John is too smart for that. So a lot of smoke about when an interview is going to happen. I can promise you this. The Giants are going to interview Harbaugh. We've heard it. There's enough smoke out there. He is number 1 on their wish list. And the question is, what are the New York Giants willing to do to make it happen? Because they're going to have to sweeten the pot. There's competition from teams that don't have head coaches, and there's even competitions from teams that do have head coaches. I want to go back to Ian O'Connor, who tweeted this out this morning. We won't know until after their upcoming meeting, but I'm getting the early sense that the Giants GM, Joe Schoen, will not be an issue for John Harbaugh. It's not really Harbaugh's way to come in and wipe out a GM. He was neighbors with his last GM in Baltimore, Eric DeCosta. He also said Harbaugh will be the first coach the Giants have hired who had won a Super Bowl somewhere else. Lord knows they have lost enough games already. The stakes are too high for them to lose this one. And Ian O'Connor saying yesterday, saying John Harbaugh has a high regard for the Giants job and for Jackson Dart. So does John Harbaugh want to be a Giant? It seems like there's definitely some smoke in the air on that. On the heels of Ian O'Connor saying that he does not think Harbaugh is going to come in necessarily, or at least it doesn't seem like right now that he'll give Joe Schoen the boot. Steve Weish, who covers the NFL for the NFL Network, saying John Harbaugh is one of the few coaching candidates that has the gravitas to pull Liam Cohen and get the GM in place bounced if he feels that it is needed. So we'll see. Look, if John Harbaugh walks in there and says, I want to be a Giant and I don't want to work with Joe Schoen, the Giants just have to move on from Joe Schoen. You have the opportunity, if that situation presents itself. Hiring John Harbaugh gives the Giants a good coach. And they need that. They have won what? They won 4 games this year, 7 games last year, 7 of their last, 27? The Giants need a good coach. John Harbaugh is a good coach. It would be a perfect hire for the New York Giants and their football team. But this organization needs a face. This organization needs a leader. This organization needs a winner. Notice I'm saying organization. The New York Giants need John Harbaugh. Yes, they need him to coach the football team, but they need him to lead this organization and be the face of this organization and teach them how to win. Because they have the most losses, or second most losses, since 2017 with the New York Jets. The people that are in the positions of power don't know how to win. And if you hire John Harbaugh, you move away from a Joe Shane, Tim McDonald, Chris Mara organization to a John Harbaugh organization. And that's the type of organization that you want to be. I think John Harbaugh would want to be a New York Giant, but we're going to have to see how the process plays out. The New York Giants are continuing their head coach search as they have scheduled interviews for 3 more coaches over the last 24 hours. We told you about Vance Joseph. We told you about Klint Kubiak. We told you about Kevin Stefanski. We told you about Lou Anarumo. We also told you that Cliff Kingsbury is someone that is likely to get an interview as well. Officially not confirmed. The only person that has said that is Jordan Schultz, so take that as you will. But the former Atlanta Falcons head coach, Raheem Morris, he is going to be getting an interview with the New York Giants. That has been reported by Adam Schefter. So there's one. Another one. The New York Giants are interviewing Klint Kubiak. I don't know if I already said I told you that. That news broke right before the news that John Harbaugh has been fired. So Klint Kubiak and Raheem Morris are 2 new additions, as well as Mike McCarthy. There's been a lot of smoke around McCarthy, and what is he going to do this coaching cycle? Will the New York Giants be interested in him? 3 years of 12 straight wins, or 12 wins in 3 straight years for Mike McCarthy with the Dallas Cowboys. Won a Super Bowl with the Green Bay Packers. He's got the experience, offensive mind, a lot of reasons to be interested in that. And I think you can kind of see Mike McCarthy, Raheem Morris, Kevin Stefanski, John Harbaugh. They may be leaning towards a guy that has a little bit more experience. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 official interviews in Vance Joseph, Kevin Stefanski, Klint Kubiak, Mike McCarthy, Lou Anarumo, and Raheem Morris. Word is coming out right now that the New York Giants have actually just wrapped up their head coach interview with their interim head coach, Mike Kafka. So that would make 7 official interviews. And we've also heard from Jordan Schultz that Cliff Kingsbury, the former offensive coordinator for the Washington Commanders, is expected to be interviewed. That would be 8. John Harbaugh would be 9. I'm interested to see how many more names get added to this list. Josina Anderson tweeting out, of course, the Giants have interest in John Harbaugh. The quarterback situation check is also attractive there too, which is a strong factor as stated. We need John Harbaugh. We absolutely do. I thought it was interesting that Paul Schwartz, the New York Post, also mentioned the New York Giants are keeping their eyes on Mike Tomlin and Matt LaFleur of the Green Bay Packers. See what happens with them in Wild Card Weekend and what could potentially happen with those football teams going forward. Also, Mike Garafolo saying a name that comes up a few times as a defensive coordinator candidate for prospective head coaches is Charlie Bullen, the Giants' interim defensive coordinator. Good for him. Good for Charlie. I thought he did a good job. I like the aggression and kind of the new scheme that he brought. I don't know if I already said this. Kevin Stefanski and Joe Shane went to dinner last night. They are conducting the interview today. I think that Stefanski is number 2 on the Giants list right now, behind John Harbaugh being number 1. I would really love to know if Mike Tomlin shakes free, who's number 1 and who is number 2 on their list. But the news of the day, Raheem Morris and Mike McCarthy, as well as Klint Kubiak, now have interviews coming up for the New York Giants, and a lot more smoke around John Harbaugh. This is why you subscribe to the channel. We put out free videos every day on the New York Giants. If you want John Harbaugh, hit that thumbs up icon right now.